We all have had enough experience with the cops, you can act like a cop. Like when I'm on New York, when I'm on Law and Order, right before I do the scene, I just go, asshole, 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 asshole. And then I talk down to you. But dig this. Playing a cop and playing a gangster is the exact same acting. Exact same acting.
Wait, say that again?
We both got a gun.
Right.
We both got an attitude. Right. We both want answers or there will be a consequence.
Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. As you can see, we're definitely going to be talking about Ice-T getting pulled over by the cop in this video. But before we get to that, I have a few questions that I need to ask y'all. For example, question number 1. Why in the world is Jane Doe out here lying? Okay, so the other day, Jane Doe was on the Art of the Dialogue podcast, and while he was there, he decided to share his opinion on the SA case that Tony Busby's client, Jane Doe, dropped on Diddy and Jay-Z. And Jane Doe said that he definitely thinks that Jane Doe is lying because he was Diddy's security guard when the incident allegedly occurred in 2000, and he knows for a fact that Jane Doe couldn't have possibly been picked up or dropped off by Diddy's limo driver on the night in question because in the early 2000s, Diddy wasn't driving around in limos. Instead, Diddy and his crew were driving around in black SUVs. Source, can you please play the clip?
Well, when I first heard the when I first heard the allegations, I said to myself, that's 2000, that's when I was there. And so I got to read what was said and how it went down and everything like that. And then first of all, I start seeing some inconsistency. But I don't want to, criticize the victim or the person that said that they was a victim, but some of the statements and some of the things that I heard was incorrect. As far as I know what we did at that time. First of all, we did not use limousines. We used SUVs. And then she said something about that, the allegation said something about that she went with the limo driver. So did the limo driver drop puffing them off or jaying them off, then came back and got her, then take her to the party? It was just a lot of inconsistencies. I was like, first of all, we didn't even use limousines. You understand? Bad Boy used SUVs. So I found those being real inconsistent on what the story she was talking about. And then for limousine driver who would know us, because our drivers didn't drive limousines, how you gonna tell somebody to get in the party? He had to go through security for that. And that just wouldn't have happened. That wouldn't have happened. So I don't want to beat up the victim or the person that says that they are a victim, but I know for myself, there's a lot of inconsistencies in what she was talking about regarding her being with somebody from Bad Boy, getting into a Bad Boy party, you understand, with a limo driver that we didn't even know. So, not trying to beat her up, not trying to save Jay or Diddy. But me personally, I didn't believe her story.
Alright, so after Jane Doe said that, a whole bunch of people came in the comment section, and one person was like, Jane is one of the people who was there. If Jane said it didn't happen, it didn't happen. The end. And then somebody else was like, wow, this Jane Doe story is huge and definitely exonerates Jay-Z. And then after that, somebody else came through and was like, this is exactly what Jay-Z's attorney needs. And then, last but not least, somebody else came through and was like, I believe Gene. Prime example, was Biggie killed sitting in a limousine? Nope, an SUV. Oh my goodness. Listen, in 2025, can y'all please do me a favor? Can y'all stop listening to everything that people say on YouTube? Especially if they not bringing receipts. Because, as far as Jane Doe is concerned, I gotta be honest. Ever since the feds actually put the cuffs on Diddy and locked him up in MDC with no bail, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Gene's stories have been getting a little shaky over there, and I don't know why. I don't know if somebody cut a check or if Jane Doe is over there trying to cover his own ASS. But I gotta tell you, either Gene's memory is just as bad as Jane Doe's father, or Gene is purposely lying over there, and as Ice-T once said, I can't stand when people be lying, knowing that you know they lying, and they still lie. Now, the story that Gene is over there telling may have worked back in the day during Jesus' time when everybody wasn't walking around with a camera, but Gene, the VMAs was in 2000. Source, can you please show the clip of P. Diddy and J-Lo getting out of the limo? People, I might not have the eagle-eyed 20/20 vision that I used to have when I was a little kid, but even I can clearly see that that right there is a black stretch limo and not an SUV. Now, is it possible that Gene is telling the truth when he says that Diddy preferred to roll around in SUVs instead of limousines in the early 2000s? Unbeknownst to Gene Deal, the story that he just told on Art of the Dialogue may actually end up screwing Diddy, Jay-Z, and himself in the long run, because instead of discrediting Jane Doe, it actually lends more credence to her story, because if the limo driver didn't actually have to drive Diddy 20 to 30 minutes all the way back to an after party at a White House with a U-shaped driveway, and then turn around and drive 20 to 30 minutes back to pick up Jane Doe, just to turn around all over again and drive another 20 to 30 minutes back to Diddy's alleged after party, then this right here opens up way more time in the timeline for the alleged SA to occur. And Alex Spiro's argument that there was absolutely no time for the art to occur falls apart. And I know, you're like, what are you saying to me, Sauce? I'm mad confused. Okay, I thought you might say that, so I'm gonna have to treat this like I'm teaching one of my lessons in a classroom, and I'm gonna have to break out the advanced PowerPoint with the pictures. Source, can you please pull up scenario number 1? In the first scenario, the driver has to pick up Diddy and drive him to the house. Then he has to bust a UE and drive all the way back to pick up Jane Doe. Then he has to bust another UE and take her all the way back to the party, which would have taken about an hour and 20 minutes at the least. But Gene Deal has just created a second scenario where Diddy could have possibly switched cars, which means that the limo could have picked him and J-Lo up at the VMAs at 11:11, like Spiro alleges. Jane Doe could have potentially been on her way to the White House as early as 11:20 or 11:25, which creates a whole new scenario where she could have arrived at the White House before 12 a.m., giving Diddy and friends more than enough time to assault her before she ran out of the house to get to the gas station at around 1:45 a.m. I mean, I don't think that Gene Deal actually meant to do it, but not only did he admit that he was the head ninja in charge of security when the whole incident went down, but Gene may have also accidentally just opened up a good hour to an hour and 45-minute gap in the timeline. I swear, Gene Deal better hope that Tony Busby doesn't watch this video, because I swear, I'm really starting to think that Tony Busby be over there watching YouTube getting some of his legal strategy from Tisa Tells. Listen, let me know what you guys think down below. Do you believe that Gene Deal is over there lying on purpose? Or do you think that Gene just made an honest mistake when he said that Jane Doe is totally off base because Diddy wasn't using limos in 2000? He was rolling up to events in SUVs. Also, let me know, do you think that Gene Deal just stuck his foot in his mouth by admitting that he was the head ninja in charge of security in 2000 when the whole SA went down, while also opening up a new potential scenario that creates way more time in a timeline for the alleged SA to occur? Let me know what you think about that in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I mean, come on, y'all, press that like button, because y'all know darn well that no other content creator on YouTube is going to take the time to create the little SUV and a limo on Alex Spiro's timeline. Now, that brings me to question number 2. During her interview on NBC, Jane Doe, who stated that she's autistic, alleged that she was 13 years old when the assault took place. And then, after the SA took place, she alleges that she started to experience seizures as a direct result of the assault, which contributed to her having major depressive disorder and PTSD, which caused her to have to drop out of high school. But then, in the same breath, she also said that she served in the Army National Guard for a year. Can somebody who's in the Army or related to somebody in the military please tell me how someone who's autistic, suffers from seizures, and also has clinical depression and PTSD was able to enlist in the Army National Guard? Because as far as I know, and I could be wrong, which is why I'm asking, I thought that autism could be a disqualifier all on its own. Forget about the seizures, the major depressive disorder, and the PTSD. I mean, forget about all of that. Just trying to get into the military alone with the autism is enough by itself. But when you tag on all the other things that she claims was going on because of the SA, how in the world did this chick get a clean bill of health? Because, according to the Army National Guard's website, it says, individuals with autism may be able to join the military depending on the type of autism that they have, and if they meet the DoD's medical standards. However, autism is a disqualifying condition for military service. This means that individuals with a diagnosis of autism will need to apply for a medical waiver to join the military. And that brings me to question number 3. Now, question number 3 is related to Jay-Z and Diddy, however, not specifically related to Jay-Z and Diddy because it's more general. Can somebody please tell me how all of these people, and you know exactly who I'm talking about, all of these people are on the internet talking about their advocates for victims and advocates for women who've been kidnapped and trafficked by predators like the Diddler and advocates for the missing kids. However, none of these ninjas never post bulletins or stories that we can use to help victims of SA or find missing people. I mean, it's not that hard. If you really want to be an advocate, instead of posting your Cash App on the screen every 22 seconds and talking about yourself or telling your viewers that they can help you out by sending you some super chats, how about y'all start posting stories like this so we can actually help victims and start trying to find some missing people? Alright, source, can you please put up the post? Josiah Shantae Myra Kirkendall went missing on December 25th, 2024, Christmas Day. Josiah, who's 16 years old, was last seen in the 1700 block of Telegraph Road in Oakland, California. Now, according to authorities, the circumstances of her disappearance are unknown. However, they say that Josiah was last seen in a Toyota Camry, and they also say that she's 5'3", medium complexion, she weighs 186 pounds, she has some long black braids in her hair, and she was last seen rocking a pair of Jordan 13s. Now y'all know darn well that when our kids go missing, they don't advertise it. So we putting this out there. If you have any information that could possibly bring Josiah home, please contact blackandmissingincorporated.com or call 1-877-97-BAMFI. Once again, 1-877-97-BAMFI, which also translates into 1-877-972-2634. And that brings us to question number 4. Listen, can somebody please tell me why people are all on YouTube talking about the judge in Jay-Z's case is not treating him fair because she's not allowing him the chance to have a speedy trial?
All right, so it's no secret that the judge, I think this came in late last night, and I'm just now covering it, went ahead and granted Jay-Z them the opportunity to move forward to dismiss the case, basically under the statutes of limitation and jurisdiction, okay? But here's the thing. So she gave these orders. These are the new dates that everything's supposed to pop off. Okay. So he's been asking for the very beginning for a speedy trial. A speedy trial. She's doing everything but giving him a speedy trial. It says the court has reviewed defendant Sean Carter's letter seeking leave to file a motion to dismiss plaintiff's amendment complaint and plaintiff's letter in opposition. Accordingly, Carter's request to file a motion to dismiss plaintiff's amendment complaint is granted. By February 6, 2025, Carter shall file this motion. So, okay, she said they should file it by February 6th. She could have heard that hearing in the next couple of days. She's pushing this back. And then by February 28th, plaintiff shall file her opposition in papers. By March 14th, Carter shall file his reply, if any. That's March 15th. Let's read between the lines. She could have heard that case that day. She could have heard it the next day. She could have heard it 3 days later, a week later. March 15th. And this is the weird part, right? I don't think she likes Jay-Z or she likes, Spiro. It's just obvious. Come on. Now, okay, fine. She also said you're not allowed to say the woman's name until I say so. We don't have a date on that. I'm not pro one or the other. I'm just trying to do my best to report it as neutral as I can. But I'm not dumb. This woman, I shouldn't call her that. Judge Torres doesn't appear to like Jay-Z or his attorney.
Listen, let me tell you something. The judge's job is not just to sit in their chambers waiting for P. Diddy and Jay-Z to submit paperwork. I mean, are you kidding me? And besides that, as far as things are going right now, both Diddy and Jay-Z are flying through the legal system. I mean, these judges are answering their motions at warp speed, and nobody could get it done faster, not even Captain Kirk. I mean, think about it, really think about it. Diddy done been to court like 17 times in like 2 months, and the judge that's currently presiding over Jay-Z's case with Diddy told him, Diddy, and his attorney that she's gonna give him an answer on a dismissal request in March. So I need y'all to stop with like all of this. The judge is treating Jay-Z unfair. She's biased. Listen, knock it off, because if anything, Jay-Z and P. Diddy have been getting special treatment because they done been in court whenever they wanted to be in court. Do you guys not understand that there are mad black men sitting in jail right now who haven't been able to get in front of a judge since their arraignment? I mean, for real, have you guys never heard of the Khalif Browder story?
In May of 2010, 16-year-old Khalif Browder was walking home from a party with a friend when he was stopped by police. An officer said a man had accused them of stealing his backpack.
They came out the police car and they searched us, but we didn't have anything on us. So I was thinking the next step was we're free to go. We're just going to walk home.
A high school sophomore like millions of others in America with a love for basketball and professional wrestling, Khalif was arrested and charged with robbery.
They set my bail for $3,500. You know, my mom told me she didn't have the money, and it was true. She didn't have the money. $3,500 was a lot for my mom.
He was taken to one of the toughest jails in the country, Rikers Island, where he would spend the next 3 years for a crime he says he didn't commit, without ever going to trial.
The only thing on my mind was I gotta go home. I didn't do this. Now I'm in jail around these grown men, and they're fighting each other, and I don't know. It was like hell on earth. We were beaten. Stomped by the correctional officers, hit with weapons. They tackled me in my cell where there wasn't any cameras. They grabbed me up, they put me on the bed, and they were just punching and kicking me. And then they maced me in my eyes, they maced me in my nose and my mouth. I couldn't breathe.
3 years of alleged beatings, gang violence, and over 900 days in solitary confinement, all while he waited for a court date that never came.
It was just, we're not ready for trial, we're not ready for trial. And every single court date, I always had it on my mind, I'm going home this court date, I'm going home this court date. The judge told me if I plead guilty, I would release from jail that same day. But I didn't do it. You're not gonna make me say I did something just so I could go home. If I gotta stay here 5 more months just to prove that I'm innocent, then so be it. It's just heartbreaking, and it's like I felt like they were just playing with my life.
In June of 2013, all charges against Khalif were dropped, and he was released from jail. But by then, he'd missed his junior year in high school, his senior year, proms, graduation.
I lost my childhood. I lost my happiness.
Now, unfortunately, due to the trauma that Khalif experienced when he was in jail after being falsely accused of stealing a book bag, Khalif actually ended up deleting himself. So no, I don't feel sorry for the 2 billionaires who are trying to get their cases dismissed expeditiously and trying to cut the line and get in front of all of the other inmates, some of whom are actually innocent, who have been sitting in the system for years. Listen, let me know in the comments section below. Do you believe that the legal system and the judges are being unfair to Diddy and Jay-Z because they're not moving their cases through the system quick enough? Let me know what you think about that in the comments. And really quick, because I think it's time to revisit something. Given the new allegations that were dropped against Jay-Z, are you taking the $500,000 or are you still going to take that sit-down conversation with Jigga Man?
Would you take $500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z?
Man, give me $500,000. Jay-Z. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, give me $500,000. Man, I don't want. Who want to take a sit down with Jay-Z over $500,000? It's the people say they want to sit on his lap. Yeah, they want to jump on his lap, out to him like he's Santa Claus. Yeah, tell me what you know, Jay-Z. No, fuck that. Yeah, tell me what you know, Jay-Z. $500,000. No, nigga, I don't want no mother. Give me that $500,000. I know what to do with this here now. Yeah, I know what to do. Get conversation. Man, give me $500,000. Jay-Z. Yeah, man, give me $500,000. Man, I don't want. Who want to take a sit down with Jay-Z over $500,000? Jay-Z. Yeah, man, give me $500,000. Man, I don't want. Who want to take a sit down with Jay-Z over $500,000? $500,000. No, fuck that.
Well, what do you know? If you add some audio tune to Charleston White, this ninja be making hits. Now, let's talk about your boy Ice-T. By now I'm pretty sure that you've already seen the footage of Ice-T getting pulled over by the cops when he was trying to drive his Porsche to the DMV, because the video has gone viral. But just in case you're one of the only people left who hasn't seen it yet, check out this clip.
How's it going, sir? What's up, officer? Officer Sill, that's the county sheriff's office. Let you know you'll be recorded, okay?
I'm headed to the DMV. This is where I'm going to get all my registration and everything straight on this car.
You know your registration expired since 2021.
That's where I'm going. I'm headed right there.
When did you decide to go and change?
Yesterday. I went yesterday.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is your registration's been expired since 2021.
Car's been parked.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course I'm sure. That's why I'm trying to get this car set up, bro. Yesterday I went to the DMV and they said that their system was down, so that's where I'm headed. I got 7 cars. I'm trying to get them all straight.
You said you went to DMV yesterday, they said the system is down?
Yesterday, yeah.
What time was your appointment yesterday?
I didn't have an appointment. They didn't take me.
You didn't have an appointment to go to DMV?
I don't need one.
Why is that?
Because they know me.
Because they know you. Is your passport? Do you have a driver's license with you?
Yep. I'm getting that. That's expired.
So you have your license expired as well?
That's why I'm going to the DMV.
Sir, you need 1 feet. You cannot drive with an expired license and expired registration.
I mean, you could do. Why don't you follow me right to this garage right here? The DMV is right there. You don't gotta be that serious about this. I mean, you can, but you don't have to.
Well, is it serious? So, give me 1 second.
I could park the car right here and then walk to the DMV. Those are all the things.
You said you have other vehicles registered?
I have 7 vehicles.
Okay. Appreciate you. Want me to start it? Spike 6 is the somebody. You could have drive valid vehicle towards registered and get this one registered.
Can I handle this? You gonna take me to jail?
I'm not gonna take you to jail.
Okay, can I park the car here and walk to the DMV?
I'm gonna tow your vehicle.
No, you're not gonna tow my vehicle. Let me park my car right here.
You're not gonna move your car, sir. You give me your keys right now, and I'm gonna tow your vehicle. You try to be more respectful with me, I'm gonna respect you the same way.
Well, then let me. You see, I'm going.
No, you're not gonna tell me what to do. I'm gonna tell you what to do. So give me your keys right now. You're gonna go that route.
I asked you, can I park my car?
I said not. Give me your keys, sir.
If I'm not under arrest, then I'm getting out of my car. Give me my paperwork, you fucking.
No, don't touch me. Don't
Give me
like that.
Give me my paperwork. Get this on camera. This motherfucker. I'm a foot away from the DMV.
Keep your distance.
You are a fucking asshole.
I'm not an asshole. You've been assholes to me.
I'm an asshole. I'm trying to get to the DMV. I showed you all the paperwork. Let me start recording your dumb ass.
So 5-6, start look, and start another unit.
You're in The actor began recording as the officer called for backup. Ice-T appeared visibly angry, frustrated that the officer didn't give him another option to register his vehicle.
Actually, that's it. He's going to be 9001 Burning Line, where the Dunkin' Donuts.
What happened, Sergeant?
What's up, Sarge?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm trying to get to DMV to register my car.
Okay.
I got all the paperwork and everything there. I asked the officer, could I just go over here or even park my car so that I could walk over there and get all my paperwork together. He says he wants to tow my car.
All right, give me a second. Let me find out what's going on here, and then we'll figure something out, okay?
Okay.
Right,
It's going a little too much, Sarge.
Okay, so what I was going to do is issue him a ticket, let him park here. Okay. He jumped into the vehicle, he didn't ask me. He came so close to me. And he said, he called me an asshole. He called me an asshole. He said, give me all the paperwork right now. Right. And everything's been recorded. And your vehicle's been towed. And you're receiving tickets. Right now? Tactical purposes.
The officer received permission to issue the actor 4 tickets, including one for driving with a suspended license.
What's up, Sergeant? Shit, I forgot to, all right, you can issue him the ticket, and that's gonna be it, right? We're gonna leave the car here? Up to you, whatever you want to do. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay? You're gonna leave the car here? Okay. Yeah, he's gonna park the car here. No problem. Go across the street and get the stuff, the paperwork for the car. Okay, but he's getting 4 tickets though. All right, okay. Driving the emergency motor vehicle, driving with an expired license, okay. Improper display, you got no front plates, and no inspection sticker. Okay. How many did you make out already? What's that? 4. You made 4? You already sent them in? Not yet. Yes? Can you bring it down to 2? Sorry. Okay. Alright, no, that's okay, bro. I can't. Okay, alright. I can't tell him as a sergeant what to do. I can guide him and I can make a recommendation. He's going to give you 4 tickets, okay? I asked him not to give you the 4 tickets, but he could bring it down to 2. He said, no, he's giving you the 4 tickets. What are the 4 tickets? He says, you have no front plate, no inspection sticker, no registration, and your driver's license is expired. Okay, alright. Alright? I did. Okay. Alright. So I know if you want to come with me or? Yeah. Okay. So they know that you're not going to get the toll and that you're going to... Yeah, I'm a little right now. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know if you told you, but everything's being recorded on the body camera, so... Okay. So, as for my sergeant, we're not going to tow your vehicle, but you're receiving summonses. Here's your keys. Here's your paperwork, driver's license, everything you gave me. You're receiving a ticket for no front plates. Where's all the other paperwork? It's in there. Everything you gave me. It's in the vehicle. You have no inspection, driving expired registration, and driving with expired license. Like I said, you're gonna leave the car here and just go to DMV.
I'm walking DMV and handle this.
So you do know your registration is expired and your license too.
That's what I'm going for.
Okay, I'm just letting you know that I didn't know if you just figured your registration was expired. You got both.
I got everything.
Okay, alright. Alright, no, I'm good. Alright, just the way you treated me, I was in a parked vehicle, no tickets issued, but just next time show some respect. That's all I gotta say.
I don't have to.
Alright, that's okay. I don't have either. So, you have a great day, sir.
Okay, so when people saw this video of Ice-T getting pulled over by the cops, I mean, everybody had a different reaction, and a whole lot of people were divided. I mean, very divided. I mean, more divided than they were when Trump was running against Kamala. Alright, maybe not that divided, but still divided, because some people felt that Ice-T was dead wrong, because he was out there driving that car with no papers. I mean, he didn't have a license, a registration, no inspection, not a nothing. I mean, nothing was legal on that car. But yet, other people felt that the cop was dead wrong because they were like, yo, the DMV was like 10 steps away. He could have let Ice-T get out the car and go get his paperwork straight. I mean, that cop right there was a freaking a-hole. For example, some of the people who thought that Ice-T was dead wrong were like, nah, he knows better than to drive on an expired license. He could have had somebody drive him. I mean, come on, it's the same for everyone. They would have towed my car, so he did get special treatment. And then somebody else was like, famous or not, he should have had his stuff in order just like normal folks. Sorry. And then somebody else was like, you can't drive with a suspended license and registration. Simple as that. Uber to the DMV, take the train or bus. Plenty of options. And then, last but not least, somebody else was like, Ice-T is one of my favorite actors, but the law is the law. Why do celebrities think that they don't have to follow him? But, like I said before, everybody didn't agree on this situation, and some people out there actually felt that Ice-T was not the bad guy in this particular situation, because they were like, yo, that freaking cop was off the hook.
In the video that you're about to watch, Ice-T is pulled over by an asshole. Yes, this officer was definitely an asshole. And I believe that Ice-T was in the right, but I want to know what you think. In light of what has recently occurred in Marcy, New York, I'd say it's pretty amazing that Ice-T walked away unscathed. Famous or not, I don't recommend this type of response for any of you viewers. However, this officer was on a major hating time, and he needed to be checked. Now, all of you might know Ice-T for playing a cop on television for I don't know how many years now, possibly still to this day. I don't know, because this was never my favorite role for Ice-T. I know Ice-T for singing a little song called Cop Killer. So maybe that's what got underneath this officer's skin, but you could tell there was major hate in the air. And you don't have to hate like that. I'm saying I would like to drive that car that he's in too. This is my favorite car in the world. What say you? Let me know what you think, if he was right, if he was wrong, and why.
Okay, so let me say this. After watching the video, I firmly agree that the cop was doing way too much and adding way too much sauce to the situation. He was on level 10 when the situation only required like a level 2 and a little bit of quality community policing. I also believe that this particular cop needs to be put on probation for lying on a citizen. But with that being said, let me play devil's advocate and pose a question to everyone out there who feels that the cop should have just let Ice-T ride with nothing more than a warning, a police escort to the DMV, and a smile. Would you feel the same way if the cop let Ice-T ride and then Ice-T went into the DMV, but when he got there, the DMV couldn't correct all of his issues? So he decided that he was going to leave. He walks out, he jumps in his Porsche, and he decides that he's going to drive home so he could come back the next day. But while he's on his way home, he accidentally speeds through a red light, hits your kid while your kid is crossing the street, and leaves your kid in a coma. Then you find out that Ice-T was on a road with a license that's been expired since 2021, no registration, and no inspection. If that happened, would you still believe that the cop was wrong for going so hard on Ice-T? Or would you be ready to sue the police department when you heard that a cop had stopped him before the accident happened, saw that he was riding dirty, and let him ride off with nothing more than a warning? Let me know your answer to that question in the comments. And while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And also, do me a favor and let me know what you think about all of the other stories that we covered today too. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Peace.